My diagnosis was DCIS, ductal carcinoma in situ, which is a breast cancer that derives from the ducts in the tissue of the breast. So when women breastfeed, that is where the milk flows through. And so that diagnosis, for one, I had never heard of. I did not know even existed. And it is one of the most common breast cancer diagnoses. Absolutely. The diagnosis was given to me from a mammogram. And so this Black woman is always thinking multiple ways. So inside of me personally, I always have thought outside the box. So Tuskegee, testing, all of that. So I'm like, maybe they just want to rule out so many Black women in Sacramento at this time, these doctors. So yeah, let me make sure that multiple doctors are seeing this. I got the diagnosis. I was sent to UC Davis. And again, breast cancer is almost like a meat factory. You get a doctor's appointment. Oh, you have breast cancer. Okay, here's your doctor. Here's your oncologist. Like, what is an oncologist? Okay, why am I seeing an oncologist and a surgeon together? So for me, I'm looking at doctors that I didn't really know what they did, and then what their intention was. That doctor, they may see maybe 10 to 15 to 20 people a day. So that doesn't leave for a lot of empathy, nor a lot of intentional care, maybe. I absolutely saw not one, not two, not three, but 4 different doctors. My treatment process entailed a lot. Even thinking of it, it makes me think like people just want you to spur out things, but it's not. It's so much in between. So it's almost like a paragraph. You remember how the teachers would tell you to write a bubble and put all these little lines. So my treatment in an overall sense was right breast mastectomy, lymph node removal, underarm surgery, IVF treatment, 18 weeks of chemotherapy, 5 weeks of daily radiation, liver surgery, reconstruction surgery, which I will be doing on Monday, September the 27th. So within all of those, it's been a 2-year span, and all the things in between, like weekly labs, PET scans, CTs, you name it. It's been in conglomeration with those surgeries, as well as those treatments, as well as those procedures in this 2-year time frame. I started thinking about this yesterday, and the thought for me was really, what if the young lady at Sutter, while I was doing my IVF treatment, never told me to get a mammogram? I would not be sitting right here if she didn't. So from me thinking about what policy would really matter, I think really owning in on letting women of color understand that mammograms and being proactive in our health is key. Fight like you never fought before. Get in the ring with your gloves on. You have to have faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. You're not gonna see the end of the tunnel, and it's gonna be scary, but you have to have faith, and you have to be positive. You cannot fold. You must have a positive attitude, and life and death are in the power of the tongue. So you go into those doctor's appointments and you tell those doctors, no, it is not my cancer, it's the cancer. This will not take over me. I am in control. And that's what I want people to know. You control your destiny. With God, all things are possible. At the time, I didn't want to talk to anybody that wasn't already in my circle. I wasn't interested in anyone coming in to tell me something about their journey because cancer was so far-fetched to me. I was on the defense. And the first time you invited me to the Bay Area for the SOAR project, I was like, I am not going to this. Period. I was like, I'm not going to it. I don't want to hear anyone's story. I don't want to hear the stories. And in my mind, I thought breast cancer was for old people. I thought it was like, I don't want to sit with grandmas and I don't want to do that. I didn't. But when I went, it was one of the most remarkable experiences I've ever experienced. For one, because I was in the room with about 20 to 25 women of all ages, women in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s. I could relate to, and then the 60s and 70s. But as I sit this day, I still remember the story of the 70-year-old woman, and she was catching the bus to her chemo treatments. In the middle of her treatment, her Medi-Cal or Medicaid stopped, and she wasn't able to finish her treatment. So every time I got a treatment, I thought of the vision of that grandmother that was 70, that didn't have a ride to her treatments, that got on the bus to her treatments, and in the middle of her treatments, her medical stopped. So that is what gave me strength. If I wouldn't have been there that day, I probably would not have had the tenacity to push forward in the trenches when I couldn't even get up to have the strength to go.